These four models are developed by James Grunick and Todd Hunt. Their theories have guided public relations practitioners to become more ethical in this field. Press agentry model, also known as publicity, is a one-way communication. This model focuses on using persuasion and manipulation to influence the public to behave as the organization desires, and they do not focus on accuracy and credibility. The second model is public information model. This is a one-way communication, but accuracy of the content is concerned. The third model is two-way asymmetrical model. This model is imbalanced communication because they use persuasion and manipulation to influence the public's behavior. But what differs this model from press agentry model is that this model involves scientific research to analyze the audience and look for the best persuasion method. The fourth model is two-way symmetrical model. This is a balanced two-way communication model. The organization tries to build mutual understanding and respect with the public and pay attention to their feedback to improve themselves. The example of press agentry model is this model is often used for propaganda purpose. For example, P.T. Barnum. In one of his advertisements, he featured a great model of Niagara Falls with real water, but in reality, it was actually an 18-inch of replica with water cycling through. Other example would be sports and other product promotion. Next, public information model is often used by government agencies, military units, and law enforcement agencies. These agencies disseminate accurate information, but they do not consider the public's feedback. For example, the Malaysia government used media to promote the One Malaysia concept to the public. Third, the two-way asymmetrical model is often used by advertisers and the competitive business all around the world. They research on what the public needs and persuade the public to behave as what they desire. For example, many of the cosmetic companies are less or even not to use the animal to test their products, as they found out that the consumers tend to pay more attention towards the animal and environment. Fourth, the two-way symmetrical model is often used by non-profit organizations or the business that find themselves in conflict situation. For example, a company's advertisement has offended a specific race of the public. In this case, the PR practitioner of this company will seek opinion from the public and change the behavior of the company to gain respect and understanding from the public.
The advantages of Grunick and Hunt's model is that the four models of public relations and communication are leading and bringing the researchers to understand their behavior in practicing like advertising or campaign. The models are using until today is because they are effective to convey the particular message from the sender to the receiver, which is the organization, to their public. They are using these models in order to achieve their objective of placing their message in media. Public information model gives focus more on the distribution of information than creating news. It intended to give clear and factual information to the audience. One of the examples of the public information in Malaysia is the declarations of Deputy Chief Minister Lim Guan Eng and the State Executive Councillors on the assets they own. The news was published in the early year of 2012. They had revealed about their investment, fixed deposit, loans, shares, houses, cars, property like shops, lots and others, which is according to the Star Online in 2012. This action had shown that Lim Guan Eng and the State Executive Councillors had practiced the public information model. They tell the truthful information to the public through media. They let the people to get informed about their personal assets. They try to be transparent, which shows their fair and honesty in ruling the state. These days, the other companies like the media company also practice the public information model, even though the model is applied to the government, non-profit association and business in the past. The statistics shown that this model has the highest percentage of 50% of the organization practicing this model nowadays, according to Ticker in 2004. The tools such as the press release, brochures, flyers, the web content and others are used to distribute the information to the public. The information that will be included in the distribution materials are the details of the company products, testimonials, success stories, and the others. Promotions and publicity of the companies are aimed to spread among the target audience. The main objective of the public information model is to disseminate the information to the public. This model does not pursue to persuade the public nor change their attitude, and it should be benefiting the public the most.
The disadvantages of press agency are that it does not do researches or surveys to ensure credibility and accuracy, as it can be manipulated. Sometimes it is not ethical and the interest of public is not measured. Moving on the public information, it does not consider feedback from audiences to be important in constructing messages, and it does not accept research. Furthermore, the disadvantages of two-way asymmetrical is not mutually beneficial. Feedback is primarily not to serve interests of publics, and the focus is to achieve a short-term additional change. This aim is not to reform the organizational behaviors. Lastly, the two-way symmetrical model, it does not guarantee that all involved will be benefited equally. The institution that sets rules could raise concerns around ethics of this process, as it could allow the power of operating principles and development of outcome of decisions made to remain in the hands of one party.
In summary, even though some of these theories are still being judged and analyzed by, these theories are still great guidelines for the PR practitioners to plan, craft communication, strategies, and programs.
Grunding and Rappel agree that it was a good start to use the concept of stakeholders as a way of describing relationships. However, they concluded that not all people in the stakeholder groups would be equally likely to communicate with an organization. They felt that public relations people could more effectively manage communication by identifying specific publics within stakeholders groups. These publics were subgroups that were more or less active in their communication behavior. Grunding and Hahn proposed what they call a situational survey of publics to give us more specific information about publics' communication needs. Grunding and Hahn theorized that publics range from those who actively seek and process information about an organization or an issue of interest to those publics who passively receive information. According to this researcher, 3 variables predict when publics will seek and process information about an issue: problem recognition, constraint recognition, and level of involvement. The key is that publics are situational. That is, as the situation, problem, opportunity, or issue changes, the publics with which the organizations must communication change. Problem recognition, publics facing an issue must be aware of it and recognize its potential to affect them. Second, constraint recognition. This variable describes how publics perceive obstacles that may stand in the way of a solution. Third, level of involvement. This variable refers to how much an individual cares about an issue. Those who care a lot will likely to be active communicators on an issue. Those who care little would likely to be more passive in seeking and processing information. Using these 3 variables, Grunding and Hahn describe 4 responses that follow from being high or low in these dimensions.
There are some advantages of situational theory, which are it helps explain why some groups are active on a single issue while others are active on many issues. The specific relationship is determined by the type of groups, which are active and passive, and how an organization is linked with the issue. Public relations people can plan their communication strategies much more accurately if they know how actively their stakeholder publics will seek information from the organization. Besides that, situational theory also keeps us focused on the kinds of information that publics want rather than the organization's choice of information to distribute. It also assumes that publics will pay attention and seek out information that is in their best interest. An example of situational theory is a stakeholder public would be active voters within the broader group of all registered voters. Candidates for political office focus their communication efforts on those voters who can be counted on to go to polls on election day. Grunick and Hunt propose what they call a situational theory of publics to give us more specific information about public communication needs.
Although situation theory has a powerful tools to identify the public's group that been active on given topics, but it also shows the practical locating communication channels can use to be reach the highly desired active publics. Based on the research of Peter Hamilton, the situation theories in terms of two concepts do not appear in this theory, which is drive and habit. Drive was described as the energy force that implies people to communicate. Drive does not specify what communication behavior would be taken. As for habit, habit is a very subjective concept. Even if it is described the predictive variable to determine the types of the respondent.
In conclusion, situation theory is a very useful tool to an organization, and it helps an organization to communicate with the public before the situation escalates and the public decided to take action. Thank you.